Dear students, welcome to the second part of this two-video series on the reading comprehension paper of the O-Level English 1125 syllabus. In today's program, we will look at question 3a, the summary writing task, and question 3b, the question where you have to put yourself in the shoes of a character. We now move on to section B, and more specifically on question 3a, the summary writing task. An example of a summary writing task is currently shown on screen. Here are a few points you should remember for the summary writing task. The word limit is 150 words. Anything beyond this word limit will not be read nor marked. The 20 marks are given for the written summary. No marks are given for notes taken or content given in bullet points. 10 marks are allocated for reading and 10 marks are allocated for writing. Under the reading mark, we see that credit is given to selection of information and relevance of information selected. The top marks are given to those who choose ideas which are relevant throughout. Under the writing mark, we can see that credit is given to organization of ideas, ability to use your own words, and rephrasing the sentence structures of the text. Let us now have a look at the candidate's response to question 3a.
Question 3a. Summarize what would appeal most to guests about a stay at the Tree Hotel according to text B. Here is what a candidate has written. Guests would enjoy the setting of a beautiful forest where they can enjoy nature, breathe properly, and switch off from their usual busy world. The sunsets make the forest even more relaxing. The cabins are placed high up in the trees but are very cozy with underfloor heating. They have large windows to view the birds as well as skylights to see the sky. Some even have a balcony where you can sleep outside. In the day, guests can enjoy local walks to meet the villagers, have refreshments and enjoy the peace. They will also love the eco-friendly credentials of the Tree Hotel despite its amazing designs where every cabin has a different look.
This candidate scores very highly in the summary writing task. It is interesting to note the following from the examiner's comments. The candidate has 10 content points satisfying the criterion of wide range of relevant ideas. There is no irrelevant content, suggesting there's been a skillful selection of ideas. The ideas have been reorganized and written in the candidate's own words and structures. There may have been some minor language issues, but these were overlooked. Let's have a look at another example.
The Tree Hotel in northern Sweden opened last month. I watched a documentary film called The Tree Lover, all about the link between trees and people. The director was Jonas Augustsen, sitting in a treehouse he spent months building. The Tree Hotel is the creation of guesthouse owners Britta and Kent Lindroll, who were inspired by Augustsen's film to create this back-to-nature retreat where guests can switch off and breathe more deeply. With help from friends, they planned the innovative designs of the Tree Hotel. Guests leave their luggage and take an overnight bag to the tree house. They go along a narrow path to a glass box, which is high in the forest. It has basic facilities like an environmentally friendly toilet. Meals and showers are taken at the guest house or 10 minutes walk away. Underfloor heating keeps it cozy. You have a 360-degree view. A bird peering back in a little nest. There is a space pod in the tree tops and a UFO opens at the end of October.
In this candidate's response, we note the following. There are some relevant ideas, but also a number of irrelevant points. It therefore scores a low mark for reading. We also note that there has been almost no effort from the candidate to use his own words or sentence structures. There has also not been any attempt to reorganize the ideas in a coherent manner. As a result, it gets a low mark for writing as well. On the whole, this script scores very poorly. What have we learned about summary writing then? Here is a list of things to always remember. The best summaries are those that are consistently relevant and do not contain irrelevant information, show evidence of careful selection of information, are clearly and fluently expressed, are concise and well planned and organized, with common ideas grouped together, and they show evidence of use of own words and own sentence structures. Here is an example of how a candidate has planned his work. We can note the following. The candidate has written down all the points he thinks are relevant. He has then tried to reorganize them, grouping ideas that are similar together. Let us now look at question 3b. An example is shown on screen. In this question, which is worth 5 marks, candidates must read text B carefully and show understanding of implicit meanings and attitudes. Candidates will be required to put themselves in the shoes of a character and adopt a suitable voice that demonstrates understanding of that character's opinion and attitude about a particular topic. To answer this question properly, a candidate must think about the purpose of the task. For example, is this an interview, an article in a newspaper, or a letter to an authority to complain? He must also think about the audience, who is going to read this, and the perspective of the character. What did the narrator think about this topic? How did he feel? Was he angry, upset, optimistic? All these should come across in the candidate's response. Here's the mark scheme for question 3b. We can see that for the best marks, candidates must offer a perspective that is in line with the character's opinion and attitude, and defend this with supporting evidence from the text. Here's a sample response from a candidate.
Question 3b. Imagine you are Kent Lindvall, one of the owners of the hotel. You are interviewed by a local news program about the effect that hotels are having on the forest environment. Give your answer to the interviewer's question using information from the text. Interviewer's question. Some local people think that your tree hotel might have a negative effect on our forest environment. What is your opinion and why? Kent Lindvall's answer. In my opinion, we have worked very hard to ensure that our tree hotel preserves the forest environment. Firstly, if we hadn't bought the forest, the trees would have been cut down for logging and we wanted to save them. We are committed to this environment and have designed the hotel to blend in with it by using sustainable materials. We have deliberately avoided putting modern conveniences in the accommodation to disturb the forest as little as possible. It is all hidden high in the trees to ensure little impact on the wildlife.
This candidate response scores very highly. As we can see from the examiner's comments, what earns the candidate credit is the following: offering a perspective in line with what the author feels, supporting this perspective with relevant ideas from the text, and staying focused and to the point and avoiding irrelevance throughout. Let us now look at another sample response which doesn't do so well.
Kent Lidwall's answer: "This is simply nonsense, and I feel very offended that you would say that. In my opinion, our hotel will have a positive effect on the forest, as it will bring in lots of tourists who will want to use the village to have a piece of cake and talk to a local family. We only want to preserve the wildlife so people can see the birds when they wake up."
This candidate scores a low mark because no real perspective is offered and no evidence from the text is used. So, it's now time to wrap up. What have we learned today? Let me summarize the content I have covered. We have looked extensively at the reading paper. In particular, we have looked at how to answer the different types of questions that appear on this paper. For question 2, the use of language question, the importance of going beyond literal understanding and focusing on the effect of words and phrases was highlighted. In question 3a, the summary writing task, you were shown that it was important to plan and organize your ideas, and that you should use your own words and sentence structures to write the summary. You were also shown how important it was to avoid irrelevance and repetition. Finally, we looked at question 3b, the question on perspective and opinion. The importance of adopting the right voice, being aware of purpose and perspective, and supporting it all with supporting evidence from the text were shown. Dear students, we have reached the end of today's program. We hope you now feel more confident tackling the reading comprehension paper. Thank you for watching.